Hey, good morning on this beautiful Sunday morning. Welcome back. And so, yeah, I'm going to kind of dive into my experiences with both of these service providers. We're talking Helium Mobile, we're talking Boost Mobile, and I've been using them for quite some time. And so, I'm going to give my inside thoughts to just how my experience has been for both. Now, keep in mind, this is going to be kind of subjective because it is my experience. Other people have different experiences, and that's totally fine. Um, but I just want people to keep that in mind that this is my experience, how I've interacted, and it's in all aspects. It's not just speed tests, 5G speeds, and all that. It's a bit broader than that, and I'll explain throughout this podcast. So as you're coming in, please smash the like button because it really helps out on the channel in itself. And if you're looking to grab Helium Mobile and try them out, you can try them out for 1 month free using my promo code below. Scan that QR code or the link is in the description and you guys can sign up. What phone card do you like better, Boost Mobile or Helium Mobile? I'll tell you that towards the end. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse. What's up, Michael? What's up? What's going on? But anyways, yeah. So, first of all, before I get into the deep dive of my experiences between both of these providers, I do just kind of want to let people know this. So, you guys know I run and operate a group on Facebook that has to do with Boost Mobile. And there's been a person that was talking about this particular thing that Boost Mobile no longer has. So I wanted to just kind of let people know that if you guys missed or really liked the the half off the first month, Boost Mobile brought that back. Okay, so get 50% off your first month with our Boost Mobile Unlimited plan, and offer ends September 3rd. So it's only back for a little bit of time. That's why it says limited offer. Obviously, they're trying to attract people to sign up with Boost Mobile. Did you pay for the indoor-outdoor unit for Helium Mobile dedicated? No, not yet. Because I'm not living in this spot for very long. I'm not going to build an outdoor hotspot for Helium Mobile and then move and have to tear it all down and have to rebuild it back up. So I'm not going to get one until the end of this year when I move. That is going to be the plan. But anyways, with Boost Mobile, says first take on wireless, free shipping, 99% nationwide coverage, 30-day risk-free, right? So you got a 30-day money-back guarantee. Please keep in mind, and I'm going to stress this out, keep this in mind when it comes to the 30-day money-back guarantee. Do not cancel on day 30 and expect it to be like white. I would say begin cancellation on the 27th or 28th day. So then that way you can cancel your services and not have to pay your bill because it's money-back guarantee. So it'll be free. Of course, you cannot abuse that and continuously keep creating accounts and then closing out 27 days after. They'll catch on and you'll be banned from being able to set up an account with Boost. You can use other people. I mean, there's ways around it, right? I'm not going to sit here and fight with people and say that it's foolproof. There's ways around it. Some people know how to do it. But I'm just going to say this, like, don't just think in mind that you can just abuse the 30-day money-back guarantee because they can always just get rid of that generally altogether. But yes, some people were just like frustrated because Boost Mobile was offering this, your first month at $12.50 a month. And then when the brand unification happened with Boost Mobile, that wasn't appearing on their website, even though it was still being offered. So now they've put it back on the website where people can see it. That's being offered unlimited, $12.50. So that's 50% off your first month for the $25 plan, which is actually $30. So I don't know why they say $25 a month forever. It's $30 without auto pay. So they should just say $30 a month forever, $25 with auto pay. But yeah, you can go ahead and get that now. And so that promotion ends September 3rd. So that's right around the corner. We're on August 25th for those that want to know. Anyhow, so my experiences with, Helium Mobile and Boost Mobile. So first off, just to kind of be clear about things, I'm going to start off with, of course, the network connectivity. I'm going to go ahead and start off with that point. Because Boost Mobile does have access on AT&T's network and T-Mobile's network, and I've used both, I do know just how the connection on T-Mobile is, and it's fairly good. But most of the people are being activated on AT&T. Most of the people who did sign up and activate with Boost Mobile when it was Boost Infinite were activated on the AT&T access. So, when it comes down to it, as far as network quality between the two, Helium Mobile tends to be a little better, and that's with respect to like them being an MVNO and the mobile network operator that they are partnered with. They are partnered with T-Mobile. So most Helium customers that do not have Helium mobile hotspots deployed in your area, your default onto T-Mobile's network. So for those who want to know, with Boost Mobile, it's been fairly good. I will give them that. It's been fairly decent. There are certain things that obviously you're going to face with Boost Mobile, especially since, they pretty much seem like they're like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to get all these things, going for the company. And at the same time, taking 2 steps forward and then 13 steps back, kind of hurting themselves in the whole process of everything. So it's just one of those things. Do you ever connect to Dish Native here? No, I haven't connected to Dish Native here, even though it's like around my neighborhood. Funny thing to kind of speak about on that is with the coverage map app from Stetson, it does show you the area of deployment of network connectivity. And the funny thing is that even though like in my area, specific area where I live, there is no Dish coverage. Like it's just black. The hexagon around my area is black, but around that hexagon is a bunch of Dish coverage connections. It's funny, but anytime that I cross into them, I stay default on AT&T. I don't move over to the Dish Native. But I've seen speed test results on the coverage map app, and it seems fairly well. Like in most areas around me that has Dish, the average is coming out to about 100 megabits on the download, and 10 to 15 megabits per second on the upload is what is being seen around my city. Now, comparing it to Helium Mobile, Helium Mobile has been more reliable for me. It has. And comparing the two together, because I have the $25 plan, which is 30 gigs of high-speed data access on Boost Mobile, and then I have the $20 plan on Helium Mobile, which is 30 gigabytes of high-speed access on T-Mobile's network with Helium Mobile. Unless you're connected to the Helium network, I'm being told by many Helium customers that it is fully unlimited. So if you happen to connect to somebody's outdoor hotspot, your data is unlimited. There's no slowdown. It's only when you're on the defaulted network, which is T-Mobile, is where you'll experience slowdowns. And it's pretty drastic. Of course, both Boost Mobile and Helium Mobile with me, I've experienced congestion slowdowns. So that does happen. More quite frequently with my Boost Mobile line, only because of the AT&T network access. So just want people to keep that in mind. AT&T is still kind of doing upgrades in my city. So there's still certain areas where 5G Plus is not that strong. And then there's areas where it is. Like where I live, 5G Plus on the AT&T network is pretty solid for downlink. Uplink is atrocious. It's terrible. And I'm not just talking about because it's only 4.37 megabits per second for the uplink, but also just the network quality. The connection is very, very, very janky with the uplink. And obviously you can see with the loaded ping times, I mean, it's like well over 1,000 milliseconds on the upload ping. The download ping seems to be okay, but sometimes that does kind of falter. It just depends too. Like if I'm connected to N77 with the AT&T network on Boost Mobile, along with, with the band 66 and band 2, then I'm pretty much okay when it comes to the downlink. But the uplink will always be terrible until AT&T focuses on that. So whereas on the T-Mobile side with Helium Mobile, obviously my downlink is pretty good with the ultra capacity connection. Well, sort of, because as you guys can see, my 5G indicator on my Pixel 8a doesn't show 5G UC. But the speeds nonetheless are still pretty decent. 352 down and 64.7 on the uplink. There's not really a spot in my area that I've really gained any higher with the T-Mobile network access. So I've never really got close to like 900. Well, I'll take that back. There was one place. It was a car dealership when I was buying a new vehicle. I bought a car and I was speed testing outside the dealership, and yeah, it hit 700 megabits on the down for T-Mobile, but that's comparing Metro versus Google Fi. At the time, that was the video that I did it on. I think it hit 700 at one point. But anyways, so when it comes to call quality, both of them are really good. I haven't had drop calls, haven't had staticky calls, haven't had where people were like, I can't hear you, you sound like Darth Vader. Haven't had none of that. So call quality has been good on both of them. And of course, messaging has not been a problem at all. RCS messaging on Android devices for both services, but no RCS message on iOS 18 beta for both services. So like Visible has RCS turned on if you're going to use iPhone with iOS 18, and Metro by T-Mobile has RCS turned on if you're going to use iOS 18. You'll get RCS messaging on those. But as far as Boost Mobile's RCS is not turned on yet for iPhones, and neither is it for Helium Mobile. So if you are wanting to make sure you have RCS messaging turned on for your iPhone, it is not available yet. Of course, RCS on iOS is still in beta. It's not full-fledged rolled out just yet. So you want to keep that in mind when it comes down to that. But that's as far as, network connections between the two. So I favor more of Helium Mobile Network just because in more places I get the coverage and I stay connected. And obviously that's going to be the case for me here where I live at in a metro city, because before the whole T-Mobile Sprint acquisition happened, Sprint was dominant in this area. So when T-Mobile, acquired Sprint, they acquired Sprint's towers, and some of those towers here in my city, they've kept up and operational, and they're functional. And obviously T-Mobile customers are getting the better connection here in my city. So that's the reason that it plays into that. So obviously I'm going to get a better connection, with anything that uses T-Mobile in my city, versus with the AT&T side. Downlinks are good. Uplinks is terrible. I'm also going to do another test one day when I'm out doing Amazon Flex, where I'm going to live stream, for like 30 minutes with, my device that has the Boost Mobile connection, and then 30 minutes with the device that has the Helium Mobile connection, because that's also a tale of tales of how the uplink is and how the quality of the uplink is. Because if my live stream starts to get all jittery and pixelated and everything, obviously the uplink is very, very weak. And that's one way to kind of like, stress test this, to be honest. It's a way of stress testing it. So anyways, that pretty much is my talk on the whole network connection experience. Right now we're switching tracks here. We're kind of going with, customer service based. Okay. Before I go any further, does anyone have any questions about the network? If maybe I didn't cover something or didn't explain on something, if you want me to, ask the question right now and I'll answer it as far as the network quality, which is, calling, texting, and data usage. And I'll be more than happy to tell you guys if I've experienced anything. Let me see. Aside from that, going on with customer service is another aspect that I think needs to be brought up more when we're talking about, MVNOs, MNOs, and their prepaids, right? Carlos posted about issues with AT&T network quality that cost him some gig work. So Helium might be the better network for gig workers. Yeah, but again, for these options, Boost Mobile and for Helium Mobile, I would definitely say this though. I wouldn't recommend either of these two for those people that use a huge amount of data, since bringing up Carlos, because Carlos is stress testing the networks. And so he is running, multiple terabytes in a single month on a network connection with the system that he, personally built that allows him to speed test all throughout the day and night. It's just pretty cool. And so, yeah, if somebody is like, I use a terabyte in a month. Hell, let's say someone even uses just 100 gigabytes in a month. Then these two are not going to really be for you, because these are just more for those that use a good amount of data, but don't go over 30, right? 30 is the limit there. Of course, on Boost Mobile, the one up it has over Helium Mobile is that you can extend that. So if you're on the $25 plan with 30 gigs of high-speed data, you can pay an extra $10 more which will move you up to having like 40 gigs of data. What would absolutely be cool for Boost Mobile is if they would implement where you can do a $10 pass or a $20 pass, and that would move you up, right? So from 25 to 45, getting 50 gigs of data. I think that would be pretty cool. I'm just saying. So anyhow, but customer service, to me is one area that I really think that we should really start focusing on. And if not, I'm going to be the one to do it, because I do personally test customer service. And if you guys want to know how I do that, I consistently do things like I consistently device swap and see just how each agent that I interact with interacts with me. I create scenarios that I chat with them about and see how long it takes them to find the right answer. I do these things because I want to know, how they're being trained and how they're made to handle customers and the high volumes that could happen at times. I do apologize. I got a bad cold. So if you guys hear my voice get raspy or if I'm coughing too much, I apologize. I got a cold. Obviously, the weather kind of like did this really weird change here in my city. So we've been hitting like 115, 116 degrees last week. This week, we've hit as high as only like 98 to 104, but you can feel the temperature difference so drastically. It wasn't a gradual reduction in heat. It literally went from like 111 on, I think it was on a Friday or Saturday last week, and then it just switched over to like 101 the following day. So when weather changes happen that drastically and fast with me, I'm very sensitive to it, and I end up getting sick. So I have a cold and a cough. My apologies. Gig work would probably use less data than speed testing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it would, maybe. Anyways, in regards to customer service, so kind of getting into it. With this one, right off the bat, I'm going to tell you guys that Helium Mobile has the better customer service. Now, I don't know specifically exactly how much customers Helium Mobile has currently to date. Okay, so I couldn't tell you if they had like, 222,000 customers or if they had 1 million customers. I couldn't tell you guys. But every time that I've dealt with Helium Mobile customer service, it has always been a good experience. They've always been attentive. They've always checked in on me if I'm taking too long to respond back. Because that's the thing that both Boost Mobile and Helium have in common. They both use or prefer chat. So Helium Mobile has chat, but that's the negative that I think some people might say about Helium Mobile, though, is that they only have chat. There's not an 800 number that you can call for Helium Mobile and just wait on the call and speak directly to an agent with Helium Mobile. As where on Boost Mobile, there is an 800 number that you can call if you want to talk to a rep live over the phone. So Boost Mobile kind of has that there as far as speaking to reps live over the phone. Helium Mobile is done through the app itself in contact support, which opens up a chat thread, and their representatives respond to you there. But I can tell you guys this: as far as protecting your account, Helium Mobile beats Boost Mobile in that. Every time I've contacted Helium Mobile, they have followed basically secured verification protocols when chatting with the customer, and so every time it's always been that I needed to verify who I was. Every time that I chatted with Helium Mobile, it's always verify. And even at times where I accidentally closed the chat and then went back in, if I didn't catch it in time to keep the connection and I lost connection and I had to go through the whole thing again of getting a rep back on for me to chat with, they can see I clearly just chatted with another rep, but they will still make me verify and authenticate who I am. So I really appreciate that. On Boost Mobile, I've chatted with them, so I'm only comparing chat, not calls. I've chatted with a rep with Boost Mobile through the Boost Mobile app, and several times they never asked for my 4-digit PIN. They've never had me authenticate my account. Some people have, right? You guys who've had Boost Mobile with Boost Infinite pretty much know that if you don't have a 4-digit PIN set up on your account, they basically make you verify the last 4 digits of your card on file, the last bill payment amount that you made, and the IMEI of your current active device. Okay, if you have a 4-digit, pin, then you have a 4-digit pin. You're good. You just give that to them, and they should be doing that on every interaction with the customer. They should always be trying to verify the customer, because this is how things like account jackings happen, where accounts get taken over. So Boost Mobile has dropped the ball on that. Their reps have dropped the ball, and as far as customer authentication security, I give it to Helium Mobile. I give it to Helium Mobile. They are really good with keeping that. As far as the overall customer service experience, basically chatting with them with any issue, whether it's activating a physical SIM or eSIM, or if it's device swap, any of that stuff. Again, this one goes to Helium Mobile. Their customer service reps are really, really, really good, really professional, polite, and on top of it. And I can tell they're very knowledgeable in the product, because it doesn't take them very long to find me answers to any issues that's going on. I can ask them anything that I want about Helium Network, and they have the answer. So I'm not saying that they have all this stored, this knowledge stored in their brain. They just know where to find the answers and how to find the answers quickly and efficiently to keep the conversation going, and also to let you get back to your day. So I can appreciate that. Whereas sometimes with Boost Mobile, you get like 3 or 4 different answers from reps, right? Reps give 3 or 4 different answers. It's one of those real crazy things. So when you kind of have that, you kind of lose trust in the company. You kind of lose trust in the company to provide you with the proper expected answer for whatever it could be. If you're going to get 3 different answers, that sucks, right? Because then which answer do you believe? Which Boost Mobile rep was telling you the most accurate, correct, information? You have to think about that afterwards. When you have three different answers to the same question, you have to think about that. So as far as that, when it comes down to providing you information and assisting, Helium also takes that. Kind of going into troubleshooting aspect of Helium Network or Helium Mobile and Boost Mobile. When it comes to troubleshooting, they're pretty much similar, except that I know the more intricate details of Boost Mobile's troubleshooting, and and I'll flat out say it. The reason why that you get the same questions asked when you troubleshoot with Boost Mobile is because they have an automated list. Okay. So in every customer's account that opens up, there's a section in the top right corner that they click on, and it gives you a list of different things, right? Like no data, calls and texts not working, SIM not working, SOS mode on iPhone, right? They click on that. When they click on that, it gives them a step-by-step list. 1, 2, 3, 4. It can go all the way up to 37, because as you answer that checklist, it sprouts like a tree. It can take you to this path to troubleshoot, or it can take you to this path to resolve, right? Just depending on the answers given back from the customer. So, tech support reps on Boost Mobile really don't have to have a lot of knowledge memorized. They just got to follow the path and remember to follow the path and to get your answers on it. And that's why they ask you all these questions that seems redundant or repetitive. It's because they are trying to get to a resolve. And there is a resolve. It's kind of like remember those Goosebumps books that had the stories? You would read it, and at the bottom of the chapter you read, it would say, like, to find out if Danny went into the haunted house, skip to page 72. To find out if Danny went home to his parents, go to page 16. It's kind of like that. Now, I don't know if Helium Mobile has a very similar thing to that, but the troubleshooting methods and the people that work for them that do this obviously have a good amount of knowledge in knowing how to ask effective questions. Okay, so they don't ask me bullshit questions that really don't take the conversation anywhere. They ask me questions that will kind of give them an idea of where to look for the answer to resolve my problem. So in this scenario, I really can't give one over the other as far as when it comes to troubleshooting, because they both have their method of madness to troubleshoot an issue for a customer. Now, if you're going to talk about the overall experience with the rep, Helium is going to take that. Again, it kind of goes back to the way that they provide customer service to customers. They're going to take that. I've never ran into a Helium Mobile customer service rep who gave me the shittiest um, experience. I have not, and I've been with Helium Mobile so far right now for 5 months, and not one time in 5 months. I know this kind of sounds hard to believe. It's like, oh my god, someone's gonna call bullshit on me. I'm telling you straight fucking facts. I've never had a bad problem or a bad issue or a bad experience with any of the Helium Mobile customer service representatives. I haven't had a problem with Archie. Haven't had a problem with Romeo. Yes, I memorized their fucking names because they're that damn good. They're always polite. They always treat me, exquisitely well, and they don't even know what I do. I don't push that. Oh, I do YouTube videos, so you need to give me great service. I don't do that shit to people. Okay, I stay a customer. Customer mentality. Customers who I am. Fuck the YouTube shit. I don't even put that into the equation, because I want to be treated like a regular customer, and I want to see what they're going to provide me. And in that case, they have treated me really, really, really good. So shout out to the Helium Mobile Network team. You guys just got kudos on a podcast, but I'm being fucking real with everybody. I've never had a bad experience. Never had a bad experience. And I've even put them to the test. In 1 week, I shit you guys not, I did device swaps every day for 7 days straight, and sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. I would swap from my iPhone to my Pixel 6 and my Pixel 6a, and this was with the eSIM, because with the physical SIM, it's not locked to a device, so you can copy your physical SIM in any phone. It just starts working. It's not IMEI locked. But when you have eSIM, of course, you have to contact them, which is one of the things that I wish they would implement, which I think they probably will later on, because with Visible, you can easily eSIM swap device within the Visible mobile app. With Helium, you do have to contact them. And I know some people will be like, well, maybe they want you to contact them for security. But let me tell you guys something else that's pretty cool about Helium. They should be able to implement some sort of system that lets you do the eSIM swap without the need of contacting a live care rep, because in the Helium mobile app, you have a security measure of 2 things. One, in order to have a Helium mobile account, you have to set up an authenticator. Whatever authentication app you want to use, you have to set one up, because it is dealing with money. It is dealing with crypto. Number 2 is that you can lock your line to an IMEI, which I have mine on. So if somebody tried to gain access and do a SIM swap and put my phone line on their phone, it's not going to happen, because you would need to turn that off. And no, I am not going to disclose how you turn that off. It's not a super hard process, but it's not a very easy process to do. All I'm going to say is that I have the security benefits of knowing that my phone line is not going to get jacked. So, that's one of the things that I wish that they would do with eSIM. And they support eSIM for both Android and iOS, which Boost Mobile doesn't. Boost Mobile today still only supports Samsung Galaxy devices, and they support just about all of the currently supported iPhones that they have. Okay, so that's like a downside when you kind of think about it, because Google Pixels, which are they're eSIM compatible as far as being able to use eSIM on them, but they're not compatible for Boost Mobile to set up eSIM on them. And this is kind of the same thing that happened years and years and years ago when eSIM was starting to become a thing. iPhones on Boost Mobile prepaid way back in the day were able to activate on eSIM. Android devices were not. For a very, very long time, they were not able to, and that sucks. And that still continues today, whereas Helium Mobile, doesn't matter if you have an iPhone or an Android, if it's got eSIM, they're able to support it, which is cool. Of course, like with older devices like my Pixel 4, Helium had to whitelist my IMEI for the ESM, because at first when they tried to do it, it said it was incompatible, unsupported. They wanted to make sure the device was unlocked and that it wasn't blacklisted, and it wasn't. And the guy was like, to give him certain information. I gave him that certain information, and like not even 5 minutes later, I'm like, okay, we're gonna try this again. And he sent me a QR code, scanned it, eSIM downloaded on my Pixel 4, which is freaking awesome. So it's just literally just whitelisting the IMEI. The IMEI 1 was supported for physical SIM, but the IMEI 2 was not. And they supported that for me. So big shout out to them for going above and beyond on that. So yeah, when it comes to the troubleshooting aspect of customer service, it's actually pretty good. Overall, in experience, Helium Mobile kind of wins this one too as well. I think they do a fantastic job, and as long as they continue to provide this type of customer service to customers, they're going places. Okay, the moment they start slipping on their customer service is the moment that shit is gonna get bad for them. So, that's just me just being straightforward with them, and you know, well, the last part of the comparison between them is obviously their offerings. Okay, we can't hide this, we can't deny this. Um, so these are Boost Mobile plans. You guys are pretty much well aware of it. It's been talked about for quite a bit when it comes to Boost Mobile. Okay, right now their unlimited plan is $12.50, so it's $50 off your first month. Which I got something for those that want to try Helium, so stay tuned here in just a second. But you get unlimited talk and text, no contract required, $25 a month forever, buy now, pay later available, and 30 gigs of premium data access. You are slow to what they say is 512 kilobits per second. Keep that in mind too as well once you cross the 30 gig threshold. So if you cross that, you're going to be slowed down to 512 kilobits per second for the remainder of your bill cycle. Okay. They do have an unlimited plus plan, which gives you basically everything that the unlimited plan does, except that it brings you a up to $300 device savings off a new device you upgrade to. Hotspot is available to turn on, which you will use. You can use your 40 gigs of premium data for hotspot. You got global talk and text. You got monthly taxes included, so no additional taxes on top of that. Buy now, pay later is there. And then you got the unlimited premium, which is $60 a month. Raises the device savings from $300 to $430 off a new device. It has more devices you can upgrade to and get the $430 device savings off the price of those phones. You got global talk and text, North America Connect, which is usage in Mexico and Canada. Monthly taxes included. Buy now, pay later, and you get 50 gigabytes of premium data. So there is a plus side to here. There's devices that you can get, a subsidized price, for the device on. You do get, global talk and text and things like that. Gotta respect that. Gotta say that's pretty cool. Okay. And eventually you'll be able to connect to 3 different networks, right? As Dish continues to build out their network, you'll be able to connect to the Dish native 5G if your device supports it, which most newer devices going forward from last year or from this year on forward are going to support Dish. And so therefore, that means that more and more devices will be compatible, so you'll be able to use Dish 5G. And when you're on Dish 5G, according to my sources, it is fully unlimited data so far. It's only when you're on the AT&T or T-Mobile access is where you're limited to the 50, 40, or 30 gigs of premium data. So also keep that in mind. And then when it comes to phone selections here, Boost Mobile does also take it Boost takes it on device offerings. Okay, so when it comes to the plans, I'm not saying that Boost Mobile takes that, but when it comes to plans and device offerings as a total, right now just for device offerings, I have to give it to Boost Mobile. Boost Mobile has more devices out there for you. You can get any of the newer devices that's the latest and greatest out there today. You can go with an iPhone 11. You can go with a Moto Edge Plus 2023. You can get a Galaxy A25 5G. Any of the S24 series is available. The Moto G Stylus 2024. They even have their device from, I don't know if it's still Wing Tech that builds them, but the Celero 5G SC. So this is the latest new Celero. No, I will not be getting this. Since my heated argument with Dish over my YouTube channel, they have killed me off their partnership program, so I won't be getting sent a Celero ever in the future again. Just because I worked for them and they made it into this whole big ordeal, like as if I did a Mission Impossible and broke into their core center and stole a Celero phone. No matter how many times I tried to explain to them that it was their people who sent me the phone, they still made it a damn big deal. And also, they really made me feel like I was a criminal. It's kind of also why I have a bad taste in my mouth about Dish. They could have went about it all a different way. I'm not sure Just based upon because the hotspots themselves are not so. How do I put it? Well, we'll get into that. I'll get into all that. Let me gather my thoughts on the whole hotspot thing. But anyways, switching off to Helium Mobile. So Helium Mobile, there's only one phone plan. Only one phone plan that they offer. It's $20 a month. Taxes and fees are not included, right? So this, comparing to the Boost Mobile $25 plan, are very similar. Taxes and fees are not included, and both the taxes and fees are really low on both of these plans. So unlike Google Fi that charges me $9 in taxes and fees on top of my plan, I'm only charged $1 and some change on the Helium Mobile and the Boost Mobile. If I pay Helium Mobile, and I'll get into that why. But yeah, it's $20 a month. Unless, well, I don't think in Miami they're doing their beta test anymore. When they first launched Helium Mobile and you lived in Miami, which was their beta area at first, it was $5 a month. And I think those people who signed up with Helium Mobile still only pay $5 a month. They still get everything that other Helium Mobile customers get, right? So they get all the benefits of discovery, security, mobile store, hybrid coverage, all that stuff. They get it. It's just that they only pay $5 a month because they joined up. It's kind of like how Boost Infinite had the early Infinite Access plan where it was $25 a month, but you get a little bit more than the regular $25 unlimited. Like you got 5 gigabytes of mobile hotspot, and I think you got international calling, which on the regular unlimited you don't. So, but anyways. Yeah, so with Helium Mobile, they have group plans. It's very, very different. So it's not like, one account has 5 lines on it. Everybody has their own account. It's just they can all be grouped with one main account. So example, I'm the head person of the household. So my account would be the one responsible for my kids' accounts. They have their own accounts. They can pay their bill on their own if they want to, or I would be responsible for paying their bill. Either way, but their accounts are connected to mine, and mine is considered the breadwinner of the 3 accounts. If you guys get what I'm saying, it's kind of like what Visible did with their whole party pay type thing. Very similar to that. Okay, the fact that they say concierge for customer service, they're not lying, and you feel pretty special when you chat with these guys. So big shout out to their team. You get, security on the account. Like I said, they have, basically a line lock. You can lock your own line from ever being switched to another. So even when that's on, if you pop your SIM into another device just randomly, it's not going to update and allow it unless you turn that off, right? Discovery mapping allows you to basically walk around, drive around, bike, hike, whatever you do. As long as you're active and you've moved beyond 15 meters, it will turn on, it will begin mapping, it will map how the network coverage is in your area, giving Helium feedback as to how the network is performing with the hybrid of both T-Mobile's native network and their Helium Mobile hotspot deployments. And just for you doing that, you get rewarded. And it depends on your area, because where I live at and what I make about 457 coins a day, if that makes sense. That's not dollars. That's not US dollars. That's the crypto, right? So, but I do that for mapping. So you get that. With your earned mappings, there's a mobile store, which we'll get into here in a little bit. You can buy some stuff. Obviously, it's a hybrid coverage. So using both T-Mobile's network and then the indoor-outdoor hotspots that are sold from Helium Mobile for customers to set up, it allows you to jump onto that. And the reason why that's such an important thing is because right now Helium Mobile is in beta with Verizon and other carriers to offload some of their customers' usage onto the Helium Mobile network. I'll get more into that a little bit later. And then you got international roaming options, so you can use Helium Mobile outside of the United States. I mean, there is, obviously there is going to be a fee. So right here it says 200 plus countries, going somewhere nice. Helium Mobile's international roaming support over 200 countries. So where you're going or end up, you'll probably be covered. What's included in that is 1 gigabyte of data, 60 minutes of calling, and 100 text messages. Okay, make restaurant reservations, handle banking alerts, and text all your friends on how much fun you're having. That's $15 a month. Okay, so you are paying $15 on top of the $20 to be able to access and use all around the world in 200 plus countries. Okay. So I still feel like that, Google Fi will always be the best for international usage. If you're traveling outside the country for vacation, just grab Google Fi. You use it when you're outside the country. When you come back to the US, you can pause your service or you can cancel your service. It's up to you. But it's probably better out of all. So when it comes to that, we'll tap into this. Secure your phone, introducing a revolutionary cryptographic approach to protect against SIM swap attacks. So I've already entered my email to get more of that once that is fully rolled out and live for customers. And Boost Mobile pretty much has for international usage too, but I've gotten feedback from a lot of the people that are on the Facebook group that that I run, and they've given back feedback as far as international usage. There was a woman that I have much respect for, and she's one of my moderators on there, and she has literally made it clear to everybody. Like, she went into Mexico and her service didn't work, and it was supposed to work. It was supposed to be covered in Mexico. It did not work, and she had a huge ton of problems with it. So there's still a bit of work that needs to be done from Dish and Boost Mobile to iron all that out. Just literally clarifying on that. Anyways, so as far as additional things, before we get into that, where is their store? So they got their indoor outdoor hotspot. That's their hotspot. Apply for a grant. I've never really looked at that, but okay. There's a store. Duh. Okay. Let's see. Trying to find it. Where? They don't make that part easy to find on this website. I can find it on the phone. I can't find it on the website. Let's see. Let me just go to the hotspots. I think my internet's acting wonky right now. No. So it goes into the mobile hotspot, but I want to check on the phone. Oh, stupid me. Oh my God. The medicine is starting to kick in, I guess. I did not see that. This is buy a phone right up there, right? Hashtag Tito's blind. If you made it this far in the podcast. How did I miss that? I don't know. Something went wrong. Okay, why did it bring me here? No, I didn't want to sign in. I wanted to buy a phone. No. Okay, that was no bueno. That was no good. But anyways, yeah, there's Google Pixel phones you're able to buy. Let me see if I can find it. And I ain't worried about the people saying my phone number. This is totally fine. You guys call me and it's just going to get screened. So I'm not worried about it because I know I showed it. So I'm not too worried about it. Oh, that's why. So when you do click buy a phone, it's supposed to bring you here, but because it auto logged me in on the computer, you guys were able to see like my account. But anyways, yeah, you can get Google Pixels, but they only have this. So this is why it's not the greatest. As far as device offerings, they only offer Pixel 7a, Pixel 8, and 8 Pro. No, they haven't gotten to saying that they're going to offer the Pixel 9s. The cool thing about it is that if you get any one of these, so if you get the Pixel 7a, you get 4 months of free Helium mobile service just for buying a Pixel 7a. If you get the Pixel 8, you get 8 months of free service from Helium Mobile. And if you get the Pixel 8 Pro, you get 1 year of free Helium Mobile service. They're out of stock, and I don't think they're going to re-up their stock, so that's gone. I think they just have back stocks with Pixel 8 and Pixel 7a, and that's pretty much it. Now, as far as the hotspots go, this is something that you do get. Oh yeah, they are lucky I didn't sue them for defamation of character. Yeah. Anyways, so you can get either this or the outdoor. I'll focus with this one, right? So this one you pretty much connect to your internet router. Okay, so you have CenturyLink, Cox Internet, or any one of those home internet service providers. You would connect this to that, as it shows here, place it in an area, and it deploys a signal. People connect to that. So again, one of the biggest worries was if I'm connecting this to my home internet router or my business internet router, how do I make sure that people are not connecting to my other IoTs, my computer, my tablets. It doesn't allow you to connect to those things. It doesn't even show that. It's a separate channel completely. So it's like on your router, you have a channel that is broadcasting for all your IoTs inside your house or in your store. And then you have a particular line being broadcasted just for the mobile hotspot. And since it is indoor, it's made to be indoor. So just a couple of things that you do need to know. Obviously is the range. So I know some people want to know the range about it. So it's up to 150 feet indoors. That's approximately 3,305 square feet. So, it's perfect for coffee shops, restaurants, shopping centers. Mount on a ceiling or on a wall. And it does have the ability to be powered over Ethernet supported. So you don't have to have like an additional AC plug-in to power it. It actually can run off power from the Ethernet line that's running from your router to the mobile hotspot. So it has that. You can download the fact sheets on them if you want to get more info. So I'll post that in the chat. That's the fact sheets for the hotspot. So this is something that I feel like that Helium Mobile's got one up over Boost, right? While Boost is still trying to build out their network, in rural areas, they haven't even begun in rural areas that much yet. So they still got to kind of keep going. But Helium is trying to use these things. So that is, the indoor hotspot. The outdoor hotspot, you can get ideas of where you can mount them and place them. They got an 800-foot line of sight reach. They too can also be powered over Ethernet. Power over Ethernet required. So, yeah, you gotta make sure that your router that it's connecting to supports that, being able to give power to the outdoor hotspot. Now, what are these things for? They're literally there for Helium customers to offload their data usage onto this, right? Rather than T-Mobile's network. So that's how they're able to have such a low plan as of $20. Is because their end game goal is to have more people rely and connect onto these, right? This is why they offer incentive to Helium Mobile customers to deploy outdoor and indoor hotspots, is so that way more and more people are connected to that over the T-Mobile network and are using T-Mobile network as like a secondary backup connection to always stay connected. Right now, Helium Mobile does have it to where, they are, the carrier beta offload is one of the things I talked about, and it's what they're currently doing. I believe Verizon is a named partner who is currently beta testing in certain areas in the United States. So not everywhere in the US are Verizon customers able to connect to these Helium mobile hotspots to offload data usage from Verizon's network. Only in certain areas are they running this beta test. And the end game goal is for a lot of like for T-Mobile and AT&T customers to be able to do the same, to offload their usage onto this, to kind of help declutter, decongest the networks in cities and areas. Big thing to this is that currently Helium mobile customers that connect to these Helium mobile hotspots, the ones who deployed the hotspots can earn coins. They can earn rewards for people connecting to it. I think it's like up to $10 per line a day. So if my phone line connected to your hotspot, the most that you can earn from just me being connected to your hotspot is $10, right? Now just imagine if you have these things deployed in a high traffic area, you're going to get a lot of money on it, right? So once this is fully rolled out, it'll apply more to Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. As of right now, during the beta test, those areas that are beta testing and the certain hotspots that Helium has selected to beta test this, where they will allow Verizon to offload their data usage connecting to this, you are also earning rewards off that too. So and you should know if your hotspot is, because you would have gotten a message in your hotspot dashboard that would have told you that you've been selected for the carrier offload beta test. And if you are currently doing that, then a Verizon customer that connects to your hotspot, you'll earn off their line connecting to your hotspot through Helium. So really cool. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Helium Mobile, all in on crypto. That's one real big thing there, which is why, like I said, I've been with them since March. I haven't really paid a phone bill with them. And I have not done that because I've been earning with mapping every day. And as I'm earning with mapping, everything that I do, I pay my bill with it. Like, I don't use it to buy a phone. I'm not using it to stack up. I mean, I might start splitting some of it where I cash out, like convert it to Solana coins and kind of put it away in my wallet and let the value on it build and eventually cash out for it. But most of the time I just pay my phone bill with it. So it's one less phone bill I don't have to worry about. So overall, because Boost Mobile used to have Boost coins, if you guys remember that, Boost Mobile had Boost coins. You would spin the wheel, you would earn Boost coins. You would watch a video ad, you would earn so many coins. Yes, Boost was dabbling with crypto. They were actually, kind of going in the same direction that Helium was doing, trying to create their own crypto and have it backed and run. Of course, it didn't take off. It didn't go the way that they wanted it to. They kind of halted on doing that. I don't know if they plan in the future to get back into that and bring back Boost coins. But that is also the difference between them, is that Helium Mobile, while they don't have their actual own network like Boost does, they are building it through these indoor-outdoor hotspots. And also that will be partnering with other carriers as far as being able to offload data traffic. And that's cool. Boost Mobile continually building out their native Boost 5G network. And so that's, the other thing too, is when you look at Boost Mobile, seeing where it came from in the days of when it was just prepaid and was, when it was started and operated and ran by Peter Adderton before he sold it to Sprint. And then Sprint ran it for a while, prepaid still. Sold it to Dish. Dish ran it for prepaid, created Boost Infinite, which was its postpaid sister company, and then unified the brands together as one. And they have a network build out. So it's like Boost Mobile technically was a brand that started as a prepaid and ended up becoming an MNO. And that's a pretty nice story to be able to tell people about the history of Boost Mobile. Helium Mobile has a pretty nice, startup, and it is kind of changing the way that, we kind of look at the tech side of things, right? So as much as, you're looking at it from like, okay, it's an MVNO, uses T-Mobile, uses its own hotspot network to offload data usage, and you can earn crypto on it. You can use that crypto to buy a hotspot. You can buy the Pixel phones, because yes, the earned crypto that you get from Helium, you can use that to buy the phones or to buy the outdoor indoor hotspot. Of course, you would have to map a lot and you would have to save over time. Of course, to make it fair for everybody, mapping is limited. So when you hit your 40 hexes a day, then the mapping, your earnings stop, right? So it makes it fair for everybody on Helium to be able to earn something. Some people earn different amounts. I have no control over that. I can't tell you why that is. All I can say is that in my area, I'm usually hitting about, you know, like 400 plus on the earned rewards. And I've seen people, you know, screenshot share with me that they've made like, you know, 125.7721. And it's like, wow, you know, that's a lot lower than mine. So it makes me wonder too, like when I move, like how will the mapping work out where I move later on at the end of this year? Because where I'm at, I don't think there's a lot of Helium mobile customers, which is also why that I'm going to deploy the hotspot there when I move. So I didn't buy one now, even though it makes sense for me to buy one now because I live in a city where it's a lot of high traffic, but there's also a lot of hotspots. I have found, you know, on the website, I have found, you know, there's a lot of hotspots deployed in my city. So I would be competing against all those that are generally getting, you know, connections every day. Being in an area where there's not only can I, you know, word of mouth talk to the people that live in the town that I'm moving to about Helium Mobile and show them how cool it is. But when I deploy the hotspots, and not just in one area from my house, but also in other areas, because I do intend to go talk to some local businesses in that small town and offer to pay their Wi-Fi bill if they allow me to connect either an outdoor hotspot or an indoor hotspot to their business Wi-Fi router. I don't think anyone would really turn down that offer, because if they're paying like $100 a month for Wi-Fi and I'm telling them I'm going to cover that bill for them as long as they allow my device to connect to their Ethernet port line. If I'm making an average of like $300 to $400 a day per hotspot I have deployed, and say I have like, you know, 5 businesses that I have an agreement with to pay their Wi-Fi, so my total bill that I would pay for their Wi-Fi is $500, and I'm making $300 to $400 per hotspot a day, I'll make more than enough to pay their bill and get a profit out of it. So that's my plan of what I'm going to do into the town that I'm moving into. It is a small town, it's not a very big town, very quiet, but that is my plan on what to do and how I'm going to do it. Of course, the people in that town know me. I know them. The places that I've already thought about where I'm going to set up these hotspots, I know the business owners. They know me. So it's just a matter of time of me talking to them about it. And once I get all that set up, then I'm going to have about 5 outdoor hotspots deployed in that town and about 6 to 7 indoor hotspots deployed. And that's not calculating the house I'm buying. The house that I'm buying will be 7 and 8. So, being quite honest, at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, in my humble opinion, Helium Mobile does, in a way, beat Boost Mobile when it comes to all those things that I just mentioned. Yeah, so that's it for this live stream, just basically comparing it. Both pretty good, cheap, affordable services with a good amount of data for you to use. So you can definitely check them out, boostmobile.com. If you guys want to sign up with Boost Mobile, they're doing a 50% off special right now. So you get your first month for only $12.50. But if you guys want to try out Helium Mobile for yourselves, you guys have to take my word for it and how I'm like hyping them up, because of my experiences with Helium Mobile has been great. You can find out for yourself just how good Helium Mobile can be for you. If it's good or bad, you can do that safely by using my promo code to sign up. Scan that QR code right there, sign up today, try them out. You can see if they're good or bad. And the best part is, because you're using my promo code, if they're not the best in your area for connection, you've paid nothing to try them out. So that's my gift to all of you. The free 1 month trial. Try them out today. QR code there. Anyways, that is all that I have for you guys. I am going to relax for the rest of the day. I got some videos dropping for you guys too as well. So if you are a channel member, videos today for you guys to see. You guys will see it ahead before they drop later on this week, but 2 videos will be dropping later on this week. One dropping actually live for everybody tomorrow, and the other one the day after. So yeah, benefits of being a channel member for sure is you guys will get early access to these videos. Anyways, thanks for checking out today's video live stream. Happy to have you guys here. Please share this out so more and more people can discover and find it and whatnot. But until then, I will talk to y'all on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.